So did we talk about? The fact, oh, yeah, mentor and mentee, yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying is I've seen many relationships where you have this dynamic. Sometimes this works out, but quite frequently it doesn't. You have the mentor who has more skills, more money, more resources, and somehow they end up partnering or working on the business with someone who's less skilled, maybe still is hungry, but is looking for more work. And in majority of the cases, those relationships tend to end. And what how I've seen them end is most of the time with the jealousy from the mentee. They feel like, they're doing too much work, that, if the business is 50-50 or 60-40 in the favorship of the mentor, that they could, do the same amount of work, make twice as much, and they don't need the mentor anymore. When in reality, they don't see the leverage that the mentor actually has. It's the same thing as like if you work at Google and you make 250K a year, your skill set is probably not valued at 250K a year because Google and the brand itself has so much leverage that you use and you don't even see that, amplifies and makes more use of your skill set.
Yeah, because you won't be
Um,
able to make the same, like, get to the same results if you weren't under. I see it, with sales reps at like Facebook. They go out of Facebook, they think that they're like really badass sales reps, but it was a very very easy product to sell. Everyone wants to get in. It's very hard to stay managed on Facebook, and then like if you and then they go on TikTok, for example, or like a native ads company, and it's super hard. They have to start chasing down clients. It changes them as a person as well. But you started talking something about just a second before we started the recording, the relationship between like scam and stuff, scam like something.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was telling a story about we had one of our clients. I don't remember, but in like 8 months they went from zero to anywhere from 600 to 1.2 million a month. And here the dynamic was a little bit different. It was similar to the mentor mentee mentality, but the difference was that those people they were a lot more they were at a seemingly lot more similar level, mainly in terms of resources. So it's like, you've had both of them have had businesses before. They've seemed to be successful. The only difference is in these relationships I've seen them break if someone has the tendencies or urges to, I wouldn't say be less ethical, but they tend to start kind of like scamming. It's either in terms of building the business to be a lot more scammy, where maybe they don't focus on customer success as much, or so on and so forth, or the person itself they like to cut corners. And initially they start to cut like, smaller corners, but the corner gets bigger, 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 bigger to the point
Yeah,
where
so I think it has to do with the fact that it was one of the examples that you gave, like the guy who's just like chasing, he's like very small compared to the person that he partnered up with or his mentor or whatever, and he's trying to make up for like time that he lost, to get like a lot of money in a short amount of time. Dude, it's crazy the amount of scammers that I see. It's uh, it's not even like, I don't know how it is like outside of, like, I'm talking about outside like the global market, the outside even the industry. I see ads, and not even ads, just like people who are trying to be gurus and like influencers. Dude, I saw a guy that's trying to sell water, okay,
Mhm.
and his whole proposition was the fact that, what, you're drinking dead water, and I'm selling live water. And what the guy was, he has a bunch of followers on TikTok. It's almost like the algorithms fucked us up so bad. Like, it's like he holds up two bottles, and there is like a fucking I don't know how you even call it, a small talk, like
Negative ions. It's like
whatever,
negative
dude.
ion
It's like,
water. Yeah.
it's such garbage. The guy's like talking mumbo jumbo, selling shit to people that probably some of them are even buying it. And then there is this other girl that I actually know personally from my hometown. and she talks about, and I'm not joking, dude. I'll fucking show you the video. She talks about the fact that the Intergalactic Federation has decided that a spaceship is about to land, and she, of course, ties it with Trump somehow. And of course, to me, you know me, so to me, it's like I'm having the time of my life. It's like, I had like two friends here 2 days ago, and I showed them the video, and then I had this fucking Uniqlo. Some fuzzy kind of like thing. It looks like I'm a fucking gaylord. And then I did like I had this and I did. Listen, guys. She fucking welcome to the new Intergalactic Federation meeting. There is this one girl that we managed to stay out of everyone's fucking eyes for years, and she got on to us, and now she knows about the mothership, and it's like they started crying. It was so funny, but I'm telling you, dude, I don't know if it's the egg or the chicken, because one side of me says, it's the algorithms that changed us, and the other thing it's that people have been horrible to begin with, and they just adjusted to the algorithms, because the algorithms, if you don't show your boobs, if you don't have a crazy, something that's super clickbaity. And it levels up. Right now it's like if I go on the discovery, like on my Instagram, it's being impacted by the TikTok culture by a lot. It's like two girls that are sitting like this. Okay, they have a podcast, and she says, "You know what? I used to be a prostitute." I'm not joking. And this is like, by the way, she's a part of the industry. Like she has an agency. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Okay, so she says, "I used to be a prostitute." And the other girl is like, I used to be a prostitute. And to me, it's like, all of my discovery, like, feed, it's like, it sounds like, it's like, I used to be a prostitute. Ah, you used to be a prostitute. I used to be a prostitute. I'm a prostitute. You're a prostitute. Yeah, I had 5. And then you have, what's her name? Not Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips. I'm having sex with 100 men. I'm having sex with 500 men.
1,000 men.
1,000 men. I'm pregnant. I got sperm on my eye. It's like, what the fuck do you want? It's like, and people keep leveling it up because, it's like a business competition.
Yeah.
And then when you say, oh, you normalize prostitution or OnlyFans or like this fucking garbage, and they're like, no, I'm just talking about this. This is how you normalize it. This is like.
Yeah. But to be fair, I think that it's a mix of a couple of things. Number one, it is a mix of just people being shit. Like if the easiest place where you can notice this is info products for like make money online stuff. If you think about what those ads were, like let's say even 5 years ago, it would be like, hey, how can you make like 1K extra, a month? That was like a huge claim. But then for the next year, it's how can you make 10K a month? Then 10K is not enough. It's like 100K. Now 100K is not enough. You need a million.
Like, Affiliate World had like 2018. It's like how I made 10,000 a month. And then it's like, the other guy was like 10,000. I manage 10 million a month, and it's like 10 million a year. And the other guy, now it's like you have to get like a big numpad, in a keyboard. You have the right side, and it's like you have to press it with your elbow. That's the number, 5 times you press it. That's the 5 gazillion. How I spend on Google Ads or Facebook, 90 million a second, something like that. And everyone's like super naive. It's like, you really spend 90 million. How do I do that as well? Teach me. And then, of course, he sells a course for like 5 grand or 10 grand or 15 grand. You have to take another mortgage on your house. And then, he convinces you to leave your job without giving you any proper tools on how to be an entrepreneur. You leave your job as if this is like, this is the dream. You leave your job, you buy a BMW, you put it on the outside, and then you're like a millionaire or like a multi-millionaire. It's the scam mentality is crazy.
But I think it's one thing is those courses and just the fact that there's a lot more competition that it's kind of like a mix of both. I think it's like greedy people are going to be greedy, and now it's social media. Like when previously if you had greedy people and they were scamming people, it's like in one village, like you have, your village scammer. Then you maybe have like, the scammer of the country. But now with globalization and internet, everyone who's down to go down that path, you see them, and they try to one up each other all the time, and this is like a race to hell, like race to the fucking most ridiculous claims, and
And this is like even stuff that's very small, dude. I'm inside a Facebook group, one of the biggest ones for media buyers on Facebook. And then there is this guy. I think he's also a moderator inside
mhm,
that group. And he posts kind of like a small case study. I don't know, like a photo, and he tells us, "Oh, this is how I get 0.03 cents click on Facebook."
mhm,
And you look at the picture, he's not. I don't know if you know that because you're into emails, but he's running instead of a conversions campaign that actually gets purchases, leads, whatever. He's running a traffic campaign.
yeah,
So the cost per result is gonna be very cheap clicks, but you're never gonna get conversions out of it. And he writes the way he wrote it is as if he managed to somehow manipulate the system. He's not even talking about
mhm,
creatives. I don't think he was trying to sell something. And I gave him a comment. I usually don't give out comments in public. What I would do is like I would send you a screenshot and I would say, oh, God, this guy again or something like that. But this, I
mhm,
told him, this is so misleading. People are actually gonna spend time, trying this, and this is how things are. It's also like some people got into this industry, and I'm amazed, dude. I'm amazed how people are so naive that they don't even ask themselves, what is this person doing? Why am I in a conference or an event inside a conference? I traveled a while, and now I'm with this person in this room, talking to him, wasting my time for what? He's bringing zero value. He's not a part of the industry. He has zero information, and I'm just amazed. It's crazy,
yeah,
In poker, there's the very basic psychology that says if you're strong, you're gonna be quiet, and if you are weak, you're gonna be loud. In general, it's like it goes into like a bunch of stuff. But this is one of the simplest rules that poker taught me, and I think people are completely missing out on that. It's like you see someone, the people that we know throughout this industry that have made the most amount of money would usually come with very, very cheap, jeans. They don't have five Rolexes. It's like you get to the point where it's not cool. Every fucking person that I know
mhm,
that does
mhm,
real estate sales, he has like a Rolex already. It's not a status symbol anymore. It's not something everyone can
yeah.
fucking buy it. It's this is how I see things. But so wait, so what do you think? It's the egg or the chicken? If we go into like the algorithm thing, you think the algorithm inside TikTok and Instagram and the way that it pushes you made people push this garbage content and change them, or do you think people were bad to begin with and they're using the algorithm or kind of like took advantage of the fact that you can be more famous and get pushed organically more through pushing garbage?
I think it's the algorithm because like it's if you're someone who wants to, well, to be fair, yeah, I jumped the gun on the answer there. It is an interesting discussion. If we're like right now, let's talk about organic shit that we see, organic specifically, not paid, not that. Organic, I would have to say it is algorithm. I'm saying this from my personal experience when I
Wait,
was
the
like,
algorithm is the egg or the chicken? No, I'm joking. Okay.
the algorithm is what caused the issue. I'm saying this from like, I'm saying as I'm thinking, me being like 16, you make stupid videos on YouTube or on Vine at the time, whatever. You're looking to get view. Majority of the time, you're looking to get views. So then, if unless like a specialist in an industry where you talk to get leads and to get clients, you're going to do everything it takes to get views. So then you're down to do things you would have never even thought of doing. um,
It's a rabbit hole. It's
by
like it's a
yourself.
dick. You don't start from the end. You kind of like push yourself
Yeah,
and push yourself and push
yeah, yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you see other people doing like even more ridiculous things than yourself, and you jump in on those trends, and something that maybe you start trying to go viral day one, day 365, you're doing things you never thought you would be okay with doing. On top of that, I think an interesting topic I have in my mind, religion has been, I believe, especially I would say in Europe, Christianity specifically, religion has been so suppressed and so like, exiled, at least in our country. Like teenagers, everything, like basically everyone is against religion. So like, obviously there's valid reasons for it, because of the corruption and shit like that, blah blah. But I believe if I look at the older generations where religion was a lot more tied into how they lived and how their life was valued, even if they had like trends, they wouldn't be down to do shit like what people our
But
age
you
are
know what's
doing.
crazy? I feel like it also changed people outside of creating. I understand. Yeah, people want to chase clients. People want more exposure. They want to make more money as influencers. So they create this content. But I also feel like it changed people on the outside. I feel
They're
like
more
there's
okay with the content too. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
It's like this girl that I told you about, that woman that she said she used to be a prostitute and stuff like that. She goes and she says, I think it was one of her podcasts. I was very interested in that, so I spent a bunch of time listening to this garbage. But uh, yes, prostitution is something. I'm joking. So she said, that she was with her business partner at a client meeting. Like she was trying to um, basically sell them on joining, as clients to an agency. And then they ask her, "What did you do before? What did you guys do before?" So he said, "I was this and that before." And she says that she thought about it, and then she said, "Yeah, I used to be a prostitute before." And I think to myself, this wasn't made for content. How desperate do you need, or how self-destructive do you need to be in order to say something like that you gain nothing from it. There is no upside. You
Hmm.
can only lose. And I'm thinking, if she was sitting next to Reinis as your business partner, and she would have said that she was a prostitute, I think in a meeting like that, when you want to recruit a client, I think that either a shoe would fly into her face, or I don't know how big your biceps are now, but she would have gotten something would fly into, yes, something would fly into her face now. I think that's
No, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But but the thing though is, when we talk about the chicken and egg conversation, people are so, I would say, women especially right now, they're so desperate for attention, that they have to do these things. Again, it comes back to the algorithm. In that perspective, I feel like it's like there's some people that would need attention no matter what, and they're gonna do everything they can in order to get the slightest bit of attention. So like even if the algorithm wouldn't push it, but she would know that the conversation starts to steer in her direction.
I think it has to do also with kind of like the pronouns mentality and everything. Everything is like not okay. It's not
Tolerance,
okay to
yeah,
say someone
yeah,
is gay, someone
yeah.
is in a different color, someone is fat, someone is short, someone is I don't know what. So it's like there is like different. You can't say someone is homeless now. You need to say someone is unhoused, which is fun. It's funny. I saw this joke that someone said, don't call me fat now, you can call me unexercised, stuff
An
like
exercise.
that. Anyway,
Yeah, it's bad because being.
Reinis, you have a very, very big printer compared to like what I think you need. I have to say, this is a
Oh, it
very,
is huge.
it's,
It's
why,
sitting
why
there.
would you need, what is it, like a laser printer, I think?
I have no idea. It's not mine. I'm watching my parents' cat, so it's
Oh, this
theirs.
is a very advanced, high level stuff. It's an overkill. I don't know. Maybe they print every stuff all day.
Dude, respectfully, I love my parents, but sometimes they buy shit that makes no sense, that is complete overkill in certain areas. I don't know. I definitely do the same thing in other people's eyes with
Yeah.
some of my purchases. So whatever you like, I can't judge.
Anyway, wait. So I'm gonna stop the recording. If you watched up to this point, this was a weird conversation, and you just joined in. Thank you for joining in. And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna stop.